House. President Biden just got back from New York, and tonight, finally, we are seeing where the president's line in the sand is when it comes to arming Ukraine. Just watch the subtitles. So let's recap, right? We got through drones, rockets, Patriot missile systems, and tanks. All are headed to Ukraine, but not the fighter jets. And keep in mind, of course, the administration initially held out on giving Ukraine all of the things that are on the screen right now. So it's no surprise Ukraine is already now asking for more F-16s. And who knows what's next on the list, right? Cruise missiles, attack helicopters, nuclear bombs, aircraft carriers, hovercraft, bunker busters, all the fun stuff. Former NATO Supreme Allied Commander in Europe, retired General Philip Breedlove, told me last week that what Ukraine wants, it should get.
We need to give them what they require to expel Russia from Ukraine.
George Will is here, senior NewsNation political contributor and Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist. Good to see you, sir. I appreciate it. Reading a fascinating book about the American policy in the run-up to the 1940s and into the beginning of World War II. At some level, we are doing more to help Ukraine than we did to help the Brits fight the Nazis in 1940.
We are, and that's because in 1940 there was a very strong, probably majority isolationist opinion in the United States. Roosevelt very skillfully weaned the country off that position, which would have been ruinous. Today we're engaged in a fight that is really a war of patience at this point. You know, Leland, when we were in Afghanistan, our enemy, the Taliban, used to say, you have the watches, but we have the time. I think Putin is saying, your public opinion will crack, and my public opinion doesn't matter because we don't pay any attention to it. I think this is a question. The question now is, do we want to give the Ukraine just enough to lose a long war of attrition, or do we want to deny Putin the ability to say he's won by winding up at the end of the war better off than he was on February 24th last year?
Well, and it's a great point, right? Because if he doesn't end up better off, he probably ends up dead, which is a dangerous place to put a guy who has a bunch of nuclear weapons. This is Congressman Fitzpatrick, a co-chair of the Ukraine caucus, which has now come out in the past year.
We are going to continue to stand by them. We're going to push for every single last dollar they need in humanitarian aid and military aid and offensive military equipment to defend their country.
He is a Republican, but he's not necessarily a decided majority in the Republican caucus. The isolationists that existed in the 1940s are coming back in right now.
There is a small isolationist caucus that will grow somewhat, but I think the Senate is going to be very strong, a bipartisan support for Ukraine. So in that sense, I don't think there's that much of a worry. The worry is this, Leland. This is the global problem here. If Putin, at the end of this war, and all wars end, is seen to have prevailed in any important way, it will be because we tiptoed along our worry about his possible use of tactical nuclear weapons, in which case various nations, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Japan, and all the rest are going to say, okay, the lesson of this war is that it is essential to have nuclear weapons, and we could see a burst of proliferation not seen since the 1950s.
Kim Jong-un probably has already learned that lesson. I get back to this idea, though, that every time the Ukrainians ask for things, we say, we'll give you A of A, B, C, D, and E. And then a couple months later, we give B. And then a couple months later, we give C. And then a couple months later, we give D. Why this drip, drip, drip? Why not actually give them something that would be a true game changer if the goal is to actually punish Putin?
That's an excellent question. And I do think that we have given them a game changer in the armored personnel carriers and the tanks, because the Russians are digging trenches a la World War I, digging in for a static war. A static war, Putin wins because he's occupying Ukraine territory.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.